On today's show,
we discuss PG's MVP case, Westbrook breaking Wilt's 51-year-old record, and Magic's comments about Ben Simmons.
it's almost All-Star time. Who was a dunk snub? Who will win Celebrity Game MVP? And will Lee finally hit 20 points?
And on the 19th anniversary of the 2000 dunk contest, we debate which Vince dunk was his best.
It's Tuesday, February 12th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, Sweet World, and welcome to The Starters, presented by Jack Daniel's Old No. 7 and Tennessee Honey. I'm J.E. Skeets, alongside me as always, Tass Mellis. We got the Aussie Lee Ellis, and over yonder, that's the bearded one, that's Trey Kirby.
Hey-o!
Hey, yo! Trey, what's up tonight?
Well, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at hashtag The Starters. Do you guys smell something?
Yes, Lee.
I feel like I smell something. At the very least, Bucks announcers Jim Paschke and Marcus Johnson did last night.
Oh my God.
I don't know if this is just a bit or if something might have slipped out for Brook Lopez. Either way, pretty funny. And it brings us to today's question. What is the NBA's funniest announcer moment? Something I loved as a kid was when Michael Jordan used to mess with the Bulls announcers. Always come over and clapping powder in these guys' faces. Eventually they got wise to it and started bringing protection. Scarves, gas masks, eventually even umbrellas. Whatever you gotta do to stay clean. Very smart, very funny. But we wanna hear from you. So let us know on Twitter, what is the NBA's funniest announcer moment? Send us your best tweets to hashtag The Starters. We'll hear from you later.
All right, get your tweets in. On tonight's show, Trey and I are going to go head-to-head in a special all-star edition of Crossfire. We're going to celebrate the 19th anniversary of the 2000 dunk contest. Yeah, that was 19 years ago, believe it or not. We got a very solid play, but we'll start with a little Is This News tonight. Trey's rounded up some recent NBA headlines, going to pitch them to us like he's Bobby Thigpen, and we'll determine whether or not they're actually newsworthy. Trey.
Our first headline comes from USA Today's OKC Thunder Wire. It reads, Damian Lillard on Paul George. If the Thunder keep this up, he's the MVP. Is this news?
Paul George making some news. He is being a little bit overlooked, I think, in the MVP race. And I'm glad he's getting some pub, because that man is smooth. He's smoother than Jack's No. 7 and Tennessee Honey combined, I think.
Nice.
But I would say if Giannis keeps this up, he will be the MVP. They're winning so many games. I think we're sort of overlooking what Giannis is doing. It's Shaq-like, what he's doing. He's shooting 58% and scoring 27 a game without a quote-unquote jump shot. He is extremely special right now to go along with everything else. So PG, glad he's getting pub.
Yeah.
But Giannis Antetokounmpo is winning more basketball games. They're the winningest team in the NBA, and that is really, really important. I think Paul George's number 2 option in Westbrook is better than what Giannis Antetokounmpo has as well, so I think that's a huge factor going for Giannis.
I'll tell you why Lillard is saying this, though. In the three games against Portland, Paul George is averaging 40 points per game this year. Lillard's seen it firsthand. With 9 boards and 5 assists, by the way, in those 3 games, shooting 50% from the field, 57 from 3, getting to the free throw line a ton. What I like about this, though, is if you look at the season and you break it up into 4 equal parts, I feel like Giannis got off to a very, very hot start, and he's been great still, throughout the season. Same with Harden, but it was Giannis through that first quarter. Then it was sort of Harden taking over that second quarter. Now it has been over the last 20 games or so. Paul George's time. Thunder are winning a ton of games. He's putting up monster numbers in 2019. And so it's like, if you've got them 1, 2, 3 there and they're jostling for position, it's like, who can do this in the fourth quarter here, in the final stretch as we go into the April and into the playoffs? I mean, it's a little bit up for grabs because, yes, the Bucks have a better record, but the Thunder are slowly creeping up there to the number 1 seed in the West. It's a great race, and Paul George over these last 2 games with the 45 and then the 47 triple-double last night, I mean, he is on another level. That's what these guys keep saying. They're like, Lillard's like, he's just on another level right now. He can't miss a 3. It's amazing. And you throw in the defense.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. What helps his case is the defense is that he might actually win Defensive Player of the Year. He's been so good. He's leading the league in steals, but he does more than just steals and get those stats. You can just tell when when he's off the floor, the Thunder's defense does fall apart.
Yeah.
So he has been very good. It's just incredible to see how he's having such an incredible season, his best season in his second year here in Oklahoma City, when most people thought he was only going there for a year. And now he's turned that around and he's carrying them. When he's on the floor, the Thunder are very much a threat to any team in the league. When he's off, they're not as much of a threat. Giannis, though, has been doing it all season. And we do kind of look at Giannis and think, yeah, I mean, that's great, he does it. But the Bucks are 28 games over 500. That has to come into play.
Yeah, sure.
You can't just look at a team and go, well, they're 5-10 games over. Giannis has the Bucks playing so well. He's doing it on the defensive end as well. Steal and a half, block and a half, the 58%. So
you would have the Greek Freak still number one.
Yes.
And then it's a little bit a toss-up
it's
between
Harden
Harden
and Paul George.
George.
I mean, what James Harden's doing is obviously incredible. He doesn't have the defense that Paul George does, but he's just willing his team to win every night, putting up these ridiculous numbers. But I really don't think it's that close a race, the MVP. I think it's Giannis, and then it's the other two guys are after that.
So outside of Giannis, knock on wood, coming down with an injury, not playing for the final 20 games or so, you think he's running away with this?
They could win 60 games, Milwaukee, and nobody else. I don't think the Houston or Oklahoma City are going to win 60, so that has to be a pretty big factor because he's so good.
I think this is the year where winning is going to come back into the equation a little bit because it seems to have been sort of down the pecking order of voters' list, I guess you would say, requirements the last couple years with the Westbrook thing going on. I think it's going to be part of it because these guys are so close, you need to split hairs a little bit.
Trey, our next one.
Our next headline is from Yahoo Sports. Russell Westbrook breaks Wilt Chamberlain's 51-year-old record with 10 straight triple-doubles. Is this news?
Yeah. It is news. I thought we had a rule here. If you break a Michael Jordan record or a Wilt Chamberlain record, then yeah, it is newsworthy. 10 straight triple-doubles. You can roll your eyes at the trip-dub, and if sometimes guys are chasing them and so on, I mean, that's happened for a long time, back to Jason Kidd. I get all that, but still, to fill up a box score like that, to have an impact on a game like Westbrook has, he hasn't shot it great, but he's doing everything else, and his numbers are through the roof. He's the triple-double king. He actually reminds me sort of like he's the Westbrook to triple doubles is like Ricky Henderson sort of was to me, to like stolen bases, but with power as well. And like, it's just them, and they're in a league of their own.
Ricky's the all-time leader in leadoff homers too, so
that's
really
what I'm
works.
saying. He's had some power,
That's right.
exactly, and then he had all the stolen bases. But Westbrook is, I mean, what triple record doesn't he have? Really, this is the only one left. Like the total in NBA history.
Which he's going to get.
You think he'll catch up?
Yeah, he'll get him. I mean, these sorts of things I think are important to Russ. He likes them. He goes after them and he gets them. And again, look, we talk about stat stuffing. He stat stuffs. There's no question about it. But that's fine. Everyone's done it. That's happened throughout the league forever. Everyone knows what their stats are. Everyone wants to get those triple doubles and look at the box score at the end of it. So it shouldn't discredit or take away from the fact that he still goes out there and gets them every night because they are good. They're 9-1 when he gets them in these last 10 games.
Yep.
So, I mean, they help his team win. But, pretending that he doesn't sometimes chase that extra rebound or that extra assist is silly because he does, but that's fine. That's just the way the game is.
Last night, James Harden scored more than 30 points for the 30th consecutive game. And that and Russell Westbrook happened on the same night. And I thought to myself, which one, and we talked about on the drop, which one's harder to do? And this might sound dumb, but I think it's Russell Westbrook, hands down.
Getting the triple-double.
Yeah, in 10 consecutive games over James Harden. I think there's a handful of guys, your Curry, Durant, Harden, that could do 30 consecutive, it sounds dumb saying it, 30 consecutive 30-plus point games.
If they just had
the
high
ball in
volume
their hands all the time. I don't think anyone can do what Russ does.
Right. And it was also with
I just
Harden.
don't think there's another man on this planet that can do it.
But I'm glad you brought up maybe Westbrook trying to get whatever rebound he needs or maybe whatever assist he needs to complete a triple-double in some games. I mean, Harden, sort of similar last night.
Yeah.
They were up big. You thought Harden was maybe not going to finally get to 30 points, and it was over. And the Mavs went on a run, and it made it interesting enough. And then D'Antoni put in Harden and, hits his step back, gets the line, hits another three, and suddenly he's got 30 again.
And so has Harden not been the best player this past quarter? When we say he's 30-plus, has Paul George exceeded him?
Look, that's fair. You're right. I mean, Harden, I guess, bridges the two if you're looking at that sort of the 50% and then the 75% of the season. But Paul George, the last 20, I mean, his numbers are better. They're almost as good, honestly. They really are, especially when you take into consideration efficiency.
And defense.
Yeah, and the defense. So, final headline here, Trey.
Yeah, we've heard Boggy Big Pen and Ricky Henderson so far. Up next, Carlos Baerga. Our final headline is from NBA.com. It reads, no tampering from the Lakers' Magic Johnson about the Sixers' Ben Simmons. Is this news?
Yeah, no tampering.
No
I love
tampering.
talking tampering.
Is this news, honestly? I don't think so.
No, it's not news. No. I mean, this was a bit of a weird story because it was alleged that Magic went to Ben Simmons and said, hey, do you want to come and work out? But that doesn't appear to be the case. Instead, Ben Simmons kind of went to the Sixers and said, hey, I'd like to work out with Magic. Can this happen? And everyone sort of thought, it's a little bit awkward.
Right.
Which is understandable.
Okay.
But it's totally
And
understandable.
that's where the story should have ended.
Exactly. It's
Right.
totally understandable, though, Ben Simmons. I mean, legends all work out with Akeem Olajuwon. I know he's not a GM of a team like
Yeah,
Lakers,
that's
etc.
the difference.
But Ben Simmons can be like, hey, listen, I just want to work out with Magic. I mean, that's fine, but you can understand why nobody wanted to go ahead
And
with
that's fair. If Ben Simmons, like he did, goes to the 76ers and asks for
Permission,
permission first, like, would
Yeah.
you be cool with this if I did this? And if they say no, then okay, I'm under contract with the 76ers. You think there could be a conflict of interest there if I was working out with Magic, and oh yeah, Clutch Sports is also rep to the other guy there. I'm under him with LeBron. Yeah, but that's what happened. And he didn't work out with them, so I don't get why now it's a story. It only became a story because of it was like, well, what order did this happen?
Yeah.
And Magic coming out and saying that he, asked about Ben Simmons. Suddenly Magic's talking about this idea of like, oh yeah, it might work out with him. He reached out to me. I'm a big guard. I'm a Hall of Famer. He wants some tips, but it's so nothing here, right?
but
But it's
Ben-
only a story because of all the tampering worry, right?
But Ben doesn't need Magic Johnson. He's got LeBron James, his fellow client of Rich Paul's. He is a big guard. He can teach him some things. And I think LeBron tried to show him some tough love on Sunday when he backed way up off him and said, I'm not guarding you. It felt like to me like LeBron's moment in 2011 finals when they weren't guarding him whatsoever and he had to learn how to shoot. This is tough brotherly love. This is how you're going to learn to shoot, Ben. I'm not going to play you.
Wow.
This is love. This is something that Magic can't even show him. And this is one of his peers. You don't need Magic. No need to tamper. This is LeBron playing way off you in a basketball game. This was crazy to see, again, fellow clients of Rich Paul. This is LeBron showing him, I improved after the 2011 finals. That's when he became an extremely special player. And now Ben can too.
We got lots more still to come on the starters tonight. When we come back, Trey and I go head-to-head in a special all-star edition of Crossfire and a whole lot more. Don't go anywhere.
The Starters is presented by Jack Daniel's Old No. 7 and Tennessee Honey.
Welcome to Crossfire. Here's how it works. I'll give these two guys 3 questions, and at the end of it all, I will declare a winner. Here we go. Question 1. All-Star Weekend is upon us, and the participants for the dunk contest are John Collins, Miles Bridges, Dennis Smith Jr., and Hamidou Diallo. It's a decent field, but who is someone you guys think was snubbed? Here we go.
Well, the Hornets already have a dunk contest participant in Miles Bridges, probably the right choice, but if they could have 2, I'd love to see what Malik Monk could do. He's a smaller guy, he's about 6'3", but he's still got some serious power, sort of Steve Francis style. And I was watching his high school dunks earlier today on YouTube, and the guy can fly. He's had some good ones in the NBA, some better ones in high school. Get him in next year.
Yeah, I'm excited for OKC's Diallo as well, and I'm hearing he's got big things planned. Very excited, but like you're saying here, Trey, his teammate Terrence Ferguson would have been awesome in this thing too. This guy's springy, he's lanky, he's
Springy and
creative.
springy.
He's very creative. Go YouTube his 2016 All-American Game Dunk Contest. He's doing windmills from the free throw line, 360, like scoops, switching hands, very creative. So I'm excited for the contest, but some of these guys would be awesome.
Maybe we'll see these guys. Sometimes you have that ringer teammate turn up. Maybe, who knows? Okay, question 2. The biggest event at All-Star Weekend actually takes place on Thursday morning when I have my own personal 3-point contest.
Right.
Yes, certainly.
My personal goal is to score 20 points. I got 19 a couple of years ago, not too bad, but this is the year. Will I finally break through and get 20 this year? Here we go. If you say no, just get it.
You know what? I'm actually going to say yes, and I'm not sucking up to you, I promise. You said it. I was there 2 years ago when you got 19 in New Orleans. One more, and you're getting a 10-day contract,
One
Lee.
more.
One more, that's all you need. Conditions are perfect. Short flight to Charlotte, no time zone difference. You know, you're going to be shooting in the morning again, as you said, not at night. You're a morning person, we all know that. So I think you're going to do it, buddy. I think 20 happens this year.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Just give Skeets the belt now because there's no chance you're getting to 20. The math doesn't add up. There's about 7 points available per rack. You got to get 4 of them. You think you can make 58% of your threes in a minute? How about if you hit 6 of your money balls out of 9? That'd be nice. Then you got to go 8 for 16 on regular ones. That's 50%. Are you a 50% three-point shooter? Just beat Dirk two 40-year-olds. If you beat him, you win.
Oh,
I think I hit 13 of 25 that one year.
Oh, man.
Anyway, let's talk about this later on.
I'm sure you have it jotted down in your brain.
Tattooed on his arm.
Question 3, the celebrity game is chock full of celebrities,
Yeah.
I guess. Nobody's ever heard of them.
Oh, easy.
Just, I don't know, pick an MVP, go on.
Wow.
I saw Steve Smith on the roster. I thought this guy is a shoo-in for Celebrity Game MVP. He was an NBA All-Star, still in good shape. He's got size. Lock it in. Steve Smith is going to win Celebrity Game MVP, but then we found out it was NFL
Yeah,
Steve
it's not
Smith.
bad Steve Smith.
And I think he still has a chance. He's recently retired, played in the league in 2016. The guy's a super athlete. If he pulls one smitty, just give him the MVP.
It may as well be Australia's cricket, Steve Smith.
Yeah,
Anyway,
of
keep going.
course. Anyway, I may hurt my chances of winning this, but I can't believe you have the audacity to ask me who's going to win a Celebrity Game MVP. I've been snubbed for years. The NBA's dodging me. ESPN's dodging me. Ruffles Potato Chips is dodging me at this point. There is no doubt. One of these years, I'm showing up like Stone Cold. Glass is going to shatter. I'm going to give the stunner to Dr. Oz, and it's going to be over. I can't believe it. Don't ever ask me that again.
Okay, I won't ask you again, but you haven't been snubbed
Oh,
from today.
wow.
I'll give it to you, man. You
Hey.
believe in me.
Hey, you're going to get 20.
Yeah.
All right? And 1 year, I'm going to be in the Celebrity All-Star game. Bucket. I'm going to wear this when I play. Remember that. Coming up next, a little bit of What You Got fun. Celebrating the 19th anniversary of VC's 2000 dunk contest. Welcome back to the starters. Time for a little What You Got fun. TK.
The Heat are retiring Chris Bosh as #1 on March 26th, so Bosh is making it official too, as the 11-time All-Star told Bill Simmons that he will formally retire at the ceremony next month after not playing since 2016 due to health concerns. He got a couple of titles, an All-NBA nod, and 3 Shooting Stars victories. So guys, will Chris Bosh make the Hall of Fame or not? What you got?
How many times are we going to ask this on this show? I feel like we've done this 2 or 3 times. Who did this?
We gotta-
Matty O? Is this our producer, Matty O, doing this?
Well,
It's
we're
a
going
lock.
to do it again, Skeets, March 26th.
It's a lock. He's a lock. I mean, he may not look at first glance like a Hall of Famer, scream Hall of Famer to some of you out there, but he is. He's 11-time All-Star. He's got the titles. Despite only playing 13 years in the league, because of the blood clot issues, you know, ending his career early, he still ranks top 100 in NBA history in total points, total boards, and just missing the cut with total blocks. No-brainer. He's a Hall of Famer.
People like to discredit, though, his achievements in Miami. That's the argument against it. I mean, they're wrong because he's incredibly important to those Heat championship winning teams.
Yeah.
But that'll be the knock. It's like they were Wade and LeBron's championships. Maybe, you know, he got the gold medal as well, but he was sort of coming off the bench for that. Hey, listen, I'm saying he's going in. I'm just saying this is the argument against him, is that he was an all-star, but he was never the best player when he got to Miami. He was the best in Toronto, but they didn't go far when he was on the Raptors.
Yeah, I thought to myself, without looking all at the numbers, that maybe it was the championships that sealed the deal. But even without them, he gets in. 11-time All-Star in only 13 seasons. He only missed the All-Star game twice in those first 2 years of his career. And getting to nearly 20,000 points, despite having a shortened career, he's getting it.
I think he's getting in. Trey, what's the answer?
Oh, come on, he's getting in. Everybody with at least 10 All-Star appearances is in or getting in. Let's just hope he video bombs his presenter.
Yep.
19 years ago today, Vince Carter brought the dunk contest back. That's right, today is the anniversary of Vince's legendary 2000 dunk contest performance that I still remember watching at Clinton Perot's house when I was a junior in high school. Vince is still playing what? 19 years later, guys, what was the better Vince dunk? His 360 windmill or going between the legs off the bounce from Tracy McGrady? What you got?
Yeah, I love
The
this.
windmill.
The first one.
Yes.
It's the first dunk. He sets the tone. Exactly. And he does the reverse 360. There's power. He bounces up off the floor when he throws it down. And it was like, whoa, okay, here we go.
Momentum is going away from the hoop
It's
there, too.
crazy.
That's what makes this one impressive for me. Like, if you're jumping like that and your body's twisting away and you've still got to throw it across your body.
And he says he decided he was going to do this like 3 minutes before doing it, which makes it even more incredible.
Yeah.
What makes the dunk special is that it looks so different because he is that special. That throw down, the flair he has when he throws it down, it's only Vince. That's only Vince can do that. And it's a good lesson. You set the tone with your first
You
dunk.
never wait. Don't wait.
Never wait.
Exactly. You kick in the door, I think Kenny Smith is quoted as saying. Don't wait around in a dunk contest. Exactly. Make your mark, and then let's go from there.
Because then your second, third, and fourth dunk, the judges look at them with rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
They're already jaded towards you. If you bring a 50, and when this happened, I mean, it was
an
a
awesome
50
dunk.
anyways.
This was an awesome dunk to end, though, on as well. Like, the way that he does it, and then he does that celebration and walks off. Like,
Right.
That is still incredible.
It's, I mean, then he's got the honey dip too. I mean, also pretty cool.
It's a great
dunk contest
dismount,
ever.
the point, as well as a nice celebration.
All right, we all say, though, that first one, the 360 reverse windmill. What's the answer, Trey?
Easy choice, guys. It's the 360 windmill. To me, the best dunk contest dunk ever. It's so good, in fact, that a fatso can do it on an 8-foot hoop
throwback.
and still get
Whoa.
a 9 from Vince
Look at
Carter.
that guy.
Wow, yeah, flying.
Identical.
You
I
see
couldn't
how
tell them
my
apart.
momentum was going away, Lee? I thought of that right before I did it. Unbelievable.
That's a nice
Anyways,
swap.
a strange bit of footwork from Bradley Beal last night, who got his Fred Flintstone on during a drive to the hoop, taking something like 5 steps while bobbling the ball before throwing a wild pass out to the perimeter. No travel was called. The official NBA ref's Twitter account has a detailed explanation why. But get your Joe Borg on and make the call. Was Bradley Beal's drive a travel or not? What you got? Was it a travel?
I mean, it wasn't a travel because they didn't call it a travel, but yeah, it should have been a travel. I also don't get why the official NBA referee's account is like choosing to die on this hill. I mean, I know they're saying the fumble and by the rules and whatever, but sometimes if it just looks like a travel, it's a travel. And that one's a travel, man.
I don't understand the fumble, though, because he doesn't lose possession
Yeah,
of the ball, and no one else touches it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if he dribbled the ball off his foot or something like that, but the ball stays in the air, it's
Yeah. They say a fumble is legal and no travel, but
Oh, so just
no
fumble.
fumble. I know, you
Sets
just
a
fumble
bad
all the way down the
precedent.
floor.
Just
It's
fumble.
a travel.
Yeah.
It's a travel. Trey, you're the only one with the answer, though.
Major travel.
Okay, major travel. Come on. Oh, it was pretty funny, though. All the tweets going around, Bradley Beal tweeting about it.
Looks plain to
Good
me.
stuff. After the jump, Lily's very solid play. We asked you, what's your favorite or funniest announcer moment? You hit us up on Twitter, hashtag the starters. Trey, you got some answers.
Yeah, some good answers. Zach says Bill Walton eating the lint candle. That really happened. This is good. Any Doug Christie reaction? He's had a good year on the mic, no doubt. My favorite answer's from Sam, who says it's got to be when Brent Barry squeezed in all of the starters' requests in a Suns Rocket broadcast. Yeah, that guy really meowed on air for us.
It's a good call. It's a good one.
Drop the Mike Isolino even.
All right, tonight's pick and play. Oh, Spurs, Grizzlies on League Pass. Everybody taking the Spurs on the road, despite, I believe, Jonas Valanciunas making his Grizzlies debut tonight. All right, very solid play.
Yeah, going to Houston, but it's a beauty here from the Dallas Mavericks. This is just what a very solid play is. The ball moves around, fizzes around, hands with Devin Harris wide open for a 3. That's what I call a very solid play.
Solid indeed. Love that one. We also recorded a drop podcast. We missed you this morning, Lee.
Yeah, sorry, I was a DNP this morning.
Yeah, you were.
Load management.
Load on management.
Old. More like DMP old.
Yeah, I was resting for the All-Star week.
Drop podcast is up, though. We got one more show here in Atlanta, and then we're off to Charlotte. We got a 90-minute show on Friday on NBA TV. You see it there at the bottom of your screen, starting at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And then on Saturday night, we got the watch party / live recording of the Drop podcast. RSVP, if you're in Charlotte, come on out. It's free. You just got to go to thestartersasw.com to get your name on the list. Can't wait for that. That's it for us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, you can't put out Bill Walton's candle because he's always lit.
Brace tonight, people.